California Governor Gavin Newsom requesting nearly $40 billion for his state to help with still ongoing recovery efforts after those devastating wildfires. In a letter to Congress, Newsom asked for federal aid, calling for all hands on deck to support our fellow Americans and get them back on their feet. That's a quote. Now, we have been checking in with Altadena, which was hit especially hard after the wildfires. Back with us is Altadena Town Councilwoman Sylvia Vega. Councilwoman, welcome back.
Thanks so much for having me.
Of course. I want to ask how you and your community are doing since last time we spoke just a few weeks ago.
You know, we're continuing to carry on, and as each phase goes through, there's definitely different challenges that we're facing.
So if Newsom does get that $40 billion he's asking for, where should that money go, in your opinion, to help so many struggling communities recover, like Altadena?
We're still having, one of the troubles that we're having right now, Hena, is the fact that people are having difficulty getting back home and businesses reopening due to the lack of potable water.
So drinking water is still a problem there.
It is.
So
it is.
We're 2 months later since the wildfires. Can you help viewers understand what your community is looking like right now?
Right now, we're going through phase 2, where the Army Corps of Engineers is coming in to clear lots and make them free of hazardous material and clearing them of all ash debris within the footprint of the home that was burned, and putting down hydromulch to prevent the ash from blowing during any future windstorms, and allowing residents to start the rebuilding process.
There are reports that longstanding businesses that have been in your community for many, many years, decades, are struggling because they still can't access water. How is the local government working to remedy that? I can't imagine 2 months later this still being an issue.
Well, as I mentioned before, Altadena is a very small town. We're a town of 42,000. However, we have 4 different water companies. And so trying to get 4 different water companies up and going has been the issue.
Students in Altadena will soon have a new place to learn after, of course, so many schools were destroyed in the fires. We know several hundred students will begin classes as soon as next week at a charter school where 30% of students lost their homes. Now, this is an overwhelming task to teach these students in the middle of this tragedy. What are you hearing from community members, and when will this happen? When will this milestone happen with kids going back to school?
Kids are going back to school with Pasadena Unified School District, and also now the charter schools are catching up. The trouble is, to be honest with you, is that students are having, it's a difficult time for kids. If you think about their homes are been burnt down to the ground. Their schools are either they're going to a different school because the school's not ready to come up, or they're just barely getting back to school. But these are kids who went through COVID. And it is really, really a challenging time for students with so much loss.
Yeah, they've dealt with so much already in their young lives. On Friday, Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass fired the chief of the Los Angeles Fire Department. She says the fire departments weren't adequately staffed when the fires broke out. Your reaction?
Well, we're Los Angeles County, right? So I will say that where we were, it really was an unstoppable fire, considering the 100-mile-an-hour winds. We had over 6,000 single-family homes destroyed. And so our water systems just didn't have the infrastructure to fight such a fire.
2 months after this crisis, what do you want to tell our viewers? We've been checking in with you every few weeks, so I just want to know how far it's come and how far it hasn't.
I think that long after the cameras are gone, that there will still be a need. You know, the single best thing that people can help with is to donate to the Altadena-centric residents specific fund through Altadena Eaton Fire Relief Fund at GoFundMe.com, because we have the need. Thank you so much for putting that up there. I am so appreciative of your continuing to coverage our town, because the needs of our people will continue after the cameras are gone.
And I promise you, here at NewsNation, we will also continue to follow this story. We are not leaving this community. Sylvia Vega, Altadena Town Councilwoman, we're always thinking of you and, of course, your constituents. Thank you again.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.